Talia observed the scene between Damon and Casey, and she felt unsure what to think. Why did Alpha Damon treat Casey coldly? Did they have an argument? Or maybe Casey offended him somehow? Just based on the last minute, if Talia hadn't witnessed the scene in the kitchen of Casey clinging to Damon's arm, Talia would think that Damon didn't like Casey. But if he didn't like her, why would he allow her to stay in the pack house and call herself his Luna? And the way Casey looked at Damon definitely insinuated intimacy that went beyond holding his hand. It didn't make sense. This solidified Talia's opinion that Alpha Damon seemed extremely unstable. In a way, it made Talia feel better because now Talia knew that she didn't represent the only one to receive inconsistent treatment by Alpha Damon. If Talia didn't feel so terrified of him, she would recommend him to see a psychiatrist because his behavior couldn't seem normal. Everyone around Alpha Damon stayed on pins and needles while guessing what his mood would be. That didn't seem healthy. The moment the car started moving and pop music from the radio filled the space, Talia forgot about Casey and all the drama from the pack house. She even forgot that she sat in the car next to a scary Alpha. Talia sank in her seat and observed the changing scenery outside. She always loved the outdoors. Since she mostly stayed stuck in the attic, being outside came with a sense of freedom. Just like Talia, Damon also forgot about Casey the moment he started the car. The only thing that could make it better would involve him and Talia holding hands, or if she leaned on him. But he didn't have a good excuse for that to happen, so he gripped the steering wheel tightly. Damon stole glances at Talia, and he felt happy to see that she was relaxed. He did a double take at the small smile that appeared at the corner of her lips. Damon noticed that Talia straightened up to see better what happened there. "They are preparing for the fair," Damon spoke, and Talia nodded without looking at him. She remembered that Maya told her how a fair would happen soon. "What kind of a fair?" Talia asked. "It represents a celebration, but Maya mostly shows interest in the fair part, which happens on this square, and that's why she described it as such," Damon responded before giving a lengthy explanation. "Summer solstice represents the day when we celebrate life and new beginnings. It starts in the morning. The whole town participates, and only a handful of stores open in the morning, while all close in the afternoon. In the afternoon, vendors open their stalls with games and food in the town square. In the evening, there will be music and dancing around the bonfire, and it all ends with fireworks." Damon talked about normal things, but his deep magnetic voice turned it into the most fascinating story ever. And Talia hoped that he would continue talking. Damon saw that Talia listened intently, so he added a few more details. "Women also make garlands of flowers and give them to their loved ones with the hope that their affection will be returned." He really didn't know much more because as a kid, he would usually disappear and do some mischief. And since he became the Alpha, Damon's attendance consisted of watching competitions, giving away prizes, and that represented it for him. But there existed no way he would say that to Talia. For Talia, Damon's story about the celebration sounded fantastic, and she felt confident that Damon got the most garlands every year. Damon saw the excitement in her expression. "It represents a fun day. You will see." Talia understood that his explanation ended. She returned her gaze to the window on her side in time to see the last few houses of Darkbourne before the road took them through the forest again. She wondered what kind of performances would get included. Would there appear a circus? Olivia told her that in the circus, people do all kinds of moves, and they walk on a rope that seemed super high. And there appeared animals and magic and clowns. She really wanted to see that. As for the stalls, Talia felt excited, but she felt sure that playing games and eating food would cost money, and she seemed broke, so her mood dropped a bit. She decided to talk to Damon about getting a job, or maybe she should ask him to see the doctor, and then Travis could convince Alpha Damon to allow Talia to work. Damon spoke that she could work as soon as Travis said that it seemed okay, and convincing the good doctor to give her a pass sounded much easier than negotiating with an unstable Alpha. After an unknown measure of time, they emerged from the forest and took the 3-lane wide highway. Talia observed that there appeared many other cars. She wondered if they went out of the Dark Howler's territory. It didn't take long before Damon took an exit and they ended up on a smaller road that led into a town. Talia's face was nearly glued to the tinted glass as she took in the sight in front of her. She felt disappointed when after a right turn, they ended up in a side street and she took a note that he parked into the VIP spot of the hospital. "Do you come here often?" Talia asked, and Damon understood that she asked because of the parking spot. "My parents donated to build this place, and I give occasional donations which grants me preferential treatment," Damon explained before adding, "Travis completed his medical residency here, and he arranges appointments for us when needed, which doesn't happen very often. They think of us as humans." Talia understood that there should appear no werewolf talks. The automatic double door opened so that Talia and Damon could step inside. The entry hall seemed spacious with sitting arrangements, and Talia's attention drew to the big screens that hung on the wall, displaying information about doctors, nurses, and current wait times. Both nurses at the registering station had foolish smiles and hearts in their eyes at the sight of Damon. The blonde even nudged the brunette with her elbow. Shameless. Talia felt that they didn't notice her at all. "How can I help you?" one of the nurses asked in a singing voice without removing her amorous gaze from Damon. "Talia Blake has an appointment," Damon responded, and Talia blinked when she realized that he talked about her. Blake? Where did that come from? The truth was that Talia didn't know her last name. Since she knew about herself, she represented Talia, just Talia. Talia Blake. Talia Blake. Talia repeated a few times in her mind and concluded that it didn't sound bad. Actually, she liked it. The nurse checked something on her computer before pointing to the left. "Take the second elevator to the 3rd floor, and from there, follow arrows to the wellness center." On the 3rd floor, they found a small lounge with dozens of chairs and 2 benches where a few people sat in silence, obviously waiting for their turn. Damon and Talia took their seats on black metal chairs that had leather upholstery. Talia observed gray carpet and off-white walls that had abstract paintings to bring a splash of color into the space. They waited for less than a minute when one middle-aged man exited the door on the right, and his eyes scanned the people in the lounge expectantly. His face lit up when he saw Damon. "Mr. Blake!" the man called with a smile.
Please subscribe to the Pocket FM YouTube channel and press the bell icon for instant notification. Check out our channel for more such exciting shows.